This is the fun stuff. This is when we get to plan the race strategy and set the A goal, the B goal, and the C goal. And then invariably do none of it because you have a rhubarb and custard gel in the first 20 kilometers and you need to defecate in a bush. That's usually how it goes. But it's fun to plan it anyway. So let's plan. Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ian and this is iRun Daily. In today's video I am going to go through really briefly my initial thoughts for my race strategy for my first race of the year in 2022, which is the Country to Capital Ultra. What I'm going to go through today is just to look back at the race I did a couple of years ago and just come up with a little bit of a structure and a little bit of a strategy that I can start mentally focusing on over the final sort of 5 or 6 weeks as we get closer to race day. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is get on the laptop and let's go back to the original race. So let's have a look at the race. This was the 11th of January 2020. And we entitled it Country to Capital Well Executed. So the moving time was 7 hours and 37, elapsed time 8 hours and 7 minutes, average pace 6:32. So there's the map. So we're starting in Wendover, ending in Little Venice, in the heart of London. And it's the elevation chart is the interesting part to look at. Take the pace off for now. So as we can see, we've got a number of lumps and bumps over the first half of the race as we make our way down to the canal path, which then takes up the second half of the race. So we're split into two. We've got a hilly opening 35k and then a flat final 35k. And that's what makes this race so easy in a way to pace. Let's pop the pace chart back up on the screen, and that's why I was so happy. We've got a nicely executed, even sort of splits. You can see where my walking breaks are all the way through, and we don't have a major drop off in pace, which is really good. Some photos from the race, pre-COVID. That's the opening hill. Got some narrow paths and gates. Very muddy conditions as well, that plays a factor. Okay, so we've broken it down. We've got the trails and we've got the canals. On the trail, we've got hills, it's narrow, there's mud. The canals is wide, flat, but there are some bridges. So, what do we need to do here to keep to our pacing? And what can we do here to hopefully have a strong, steady finish that is going to leave us feeling good about the race? So with the hills, the obvious thing is going to be to walk. There is no need to push up those hills, especially at the start of the race. It doesn't matter how big or how small, as soon as there's any kind of incline that's going to go on for more than 10, 20, 30 meters, it's time to walk.
narrow. Now, there are a few parts in the trail where it becomes single track, and if that is early on, you've got people behind you, then that can put a little bit of pressure on you. So I need to be mentally prepared at those points to possibly push, because you don't want to get having to stand on the side of the road, wasting time, letting people past. It might be that you have to push on a little bit. The mud on those trails can be really energy sapping. So as soon as you get into that World War One trench like mud, walk. Okay, so when we hit the canal, we know it's wide, we know it's flat, but we know there are some bridges. So on those wide flat parts, this is when we need to use our walk, run strategy. Now on the day, that could be anything. It could be run for 800 meters, walk for 200 meters, run for 8 minutes, walk for 2 minutes. I'll very much be led by the day, but I will take regular walking breaks just to make sure I stay on top of my nutrition and just to make sure I don't get too fatigued too early on. Bridges, they're only small, but again, we're going to walk those. Any incline, such as a bridge, is going to sap the power and sap the energy from your legs. And it may not seem like much when you're in the first couple of kilometers of a race, but when you're coming to kilometer 60, 65, or 70, that small bridge is going to seem like an Alp. So let's just take it easy and just walk over them. So if we are thinking about our paces for this first part here, we want to be hitting the canal paths, which is about here. And if we are averaging about somewhere between 6:30 to 7, then we're going to be on for a good strong finish. That then means that over the course of this canal path, we need to try and average somewhere between 6 to 6:30 in order for us to hit that target pace of around 6:30 per kilometre. There will be faster Ks in here, but getting to this point here and averaging around about 6:30 will make me think I've paced it well, I haven't burnt too many matches, I've kept my ego in check, and we could be on for a nice strong finish for this 35 to 40k along the canal path. So that's it. That is the basic race strategy. It's not much. Take it easy at the first part of the race, try and push on a little bit more and stay nice and steady towards the end. I still need to think about nutrition, I still need to think about kit, but that will come nearer the time. So let's finish by talking about A goal, B goal, and C goal. At the moment, C goal sounded like seagull. C goal. C goal. A goal, B goal, and C goal. At the moment, the A goal is definitely to try and come in under 7.5 hours. That was a little bit over the total running time from last time, so I need to make sure that my time spent in the bushes, needing to use the toilet, is limited. That comes down to nutrition. Time at aid stations is limited. Time generally faffing about on the side of the road sorting out bits of kit is limited. So A goal, sub 7:30. B goal will be to drop under the 8-hour mark, and the C goal, as always, is just to finish the race and of course have a good time. Nice and simple. In a video closer to the time, I will go through nutrition, I will go through kit, and I will re-evaluate the goals I have set and see if they are still relevant. And I'm going to throw it to the Icebug race from last week, which was a fantastic day out. or fantastic evening out, and really enjoyed getting some footage and posting that video. So please enjoy that one, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.